Right.
In order to be blessed. Right, read that again.
For thou hast made him most blessed forever.
Most blessed forever.
Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in Yahweh.
Read it again.
For the king trusteth in Yahweh.
What makes a man blessed when you trust in who, brother? When you trust in Yahweh.
That's right.
Trusting in Yahweh, according to the precepts, makes you blessed, brother.
Right. And through the mercy of the Most High, he shall not be moved.
He shall what?
He shall not be moved.
He shall not be moved, brother. Now, I know it's cold. I know people look down on you like the other nations.
Right.
I know people may not look at you as a king like you are in your lower state. But who else was poor, man?
Right.
The Lord was poor, brother.
See that?
The Lord actually was poor when you go inside of the Bible. All right, bring that out first. We're going to go into that. Bring that up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 17. Bring it out. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth.
The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth. What does it mean, the righteous cry, brother? Those that keep the commandments. Right. Those that have the faith in the living God. They cry out. Who's listening, brother? I may not hear it. The nations may not hear it. These brothers may not hear it. But who's always listening, brother? God is always listening.
Right.
The Most High is always beholding the cries of the saints. Right, you know?
And deliver them out of all their trouble.
All your troubles, you know?
The Lord is not unto them that are of a broken heart.
Of a broken heart. So when your heart gets broken, it gets contrite, or you feel bad, feel like there's no savior, no helper, no comforter, nobody to rely on, nobody to ask questions, nobody to defend you, God is there, brother.
Right.
Right, read.
And saith such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
Right, many of the afflictions of the righteous. Give me the book of Psalms chapter 41 and start at verse 12. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Meaning the righteous are poor, right? They have car problems. They're trying to figure out money to catch the bus. They always getting fired. They may be homeless. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. And even with back problems, right, schisms, right, all type of nerve damage, right, mental problems. All of these things are the afflictions of the righteous. Read.
But the Lord delivered him out of them all.
But you got to have money.
But the Lord delivered them out of them all.
Out of them all, man.
Right.
Every situation God is going to deliver you out of. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 41, verse 12.
Psalms, chapter 41 and verse number 12.
We know.
And as for me, thou upholdest me.
Thou what?
Thou upholdest me.
So when you falling, brother, and nobody's there to lift you up, who's upholding you? God's upholding us.
Right.
He's upholding the Israelites, the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans. Read.
Thou upholdest me in mine integrity.
Read.
And settest me before thy face forever.
He gonna set you before his face. See, everybody right now, they looking straight, they looking down, they looking at money, cars, clothes, jewelry, right? Lust, desires. The Lord's gonna set you to look at his face. Meaning no matter what's going on, you're gonna always have the mentality to look up to the Lord. Right, read on.
Blessed be Yahweh, God of Israel, from everlasting and to everlasting.
Give me the book of Psalms chapter 40 and start at verse number 10 and bring that up.
Men and all. The book of Sirach, chapter 51 and verse 10. Look it out. I call upon the Lord.
I did what?
I call upon the Lord.
So what are you to do, brother, when your back is against the wall? Call upon the Lord. What's his name again, brother? Yahweh. All right, read.
The Father of my Lord, that he would not leave me in the days.
That he would not leave me in the days, man. The days of my stress, the days of my anxiety, the days of my depression, the days where everybody else is going to turn their back on you, man. These people don't care about you, brother. They don't care about me. Brothers may have just a little bit more than you, but that doesn't mean that they'll look at me any different the way they would look at you, man. Right, you know?
The days of my trouble, and in the time of the proud, when there was no help, I will praise thy name continually.
I will what?
I will praise thy name continually.
But he said nobody's hoping.
I will praise thy name continually.
He said exactly when nobody's hoping, I'm still going to praise your name. You know what that is, brother? That's faith.
Faith.
Faith is when you're not getting the increase, to still look for the increase.
Right.
Still have faith in the increase. Still know God is there. God is not somebody you call on when you need something, man. You just call him every single time you need something. No, God is to be praised all day long, brother. No matter what's going on.
That's right.
No matter if it's dark, light, rich, poor, agony, laughter, mirth, damn joy. It doesn't matter the situation. Your spirit has to have the mentality to praise God no matter what. Right, read on.
And will sing praise with thanksgiving. And so my prayer was heard. For thou savest me from destruction.
He said, look, my prayer was heard. How was his prayer heard? Because he still had faith when nobody else was hoping. When all hell was breaking loose, he still had that mentality. Bring that on the book of Psalms, 40 and verse 10.
Psalms chapter 40 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart.
Right, meaning what? Whatever it is, I'm going to praise God. I'm not going to hide it. A lot of people, they ashamed of God. Their back is against the wall, so I'll talk about God later. I'm depressed, I don't want to talk about that now. I've not hid the mercy and all of the precepts and the glory of God in my heart. I mean, you have to let it out, brother. You can't conceal it. Right, read on.
I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation.
Read.
I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation.
Read.
Withhold not thou tender mercies from me.
You got to pray that, brother. Withhold not thy tender mercies from me.
Right.
See, the mercy of God can lift you up right now, man. You can have a job tomorrow. God can do anything, brother.
Right.
You may not ever have to work again in this life. You don't know what God has planned for you. A brother may take your stead, you come out of that stead and have another stead. God is the God of all. You have to have faith to believe that, brother. But read that again.
Withhold not thy tender mercies from me.
Read.
O Yahweh, let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. For innumerable evils have compassed me about.
That's what King David said. Innumerable evils have compassed me about. Now, we can name all of the evils that brothers, encounter, go to. You say you have mental problems, and those things plague you, man. You said being homeless is a lot of trauma for your mentality and your mental. I know that's hard, brother. I can't even imagine the thoughts that run through your head. Not that you do this or think this, but a lot of people could think, I want to just jump in the harbor, man. I want to end my life. Right? I want suicide. I want a quick way out. I'm tired of dealing with this life that I have to go and endure every single day. Where everybody laughs. Everybody points. Right? They can make a grown man cry, man. Are you crying? They'll make a ground, could break anybody down, man. We're not any better than you. I would have been crying the same way you was, man.
Right.
All these brothers would be crying.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with crying. That's an outlet for you to cry into the Lord.
Right.
The Lord said the righteous cry, man. Read that again.
For innumerable evils have compassed me about.
Compass me about, man. You have no health care, brother. It's a lot of things you may not have in the condition that you're in, but you can't get help that other people have. And innumerable evils can impasse you, and you don't have anybody to lean on. Read.
Mine iniquities have taken hold upon me,
Right?
so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of mine head.
How many of these iniquities?
They are more than the hairs of mine head.
The problems of this world, brother, could be more than the hairs you have on your head. And from what the society says, you have over 400 to 900,000 hairs on your head. That's just what they say, right? So, more than those problems that can compass you, overwhelm you, and overthrow you, is the same thing that King David went through. The same thing Sirach went through. The same thing that all our forefathers have endured. Give me 2nd Esdras 12 and verse 5. Bring that up. Read on from
Verse
14.
Verse 14. I prayed for her before the temple and will seek her out even to the end.
Right, you have to seek out wisdom. You have to seek out the Most High even to the end. Right, bring that up.
2nd Esdras chapter 12,
Say it, verse 4.
5.
verse number 5. Lo, yet am I weary in my mind.
Right, I'm weary in my mind. You know what weary in your mind means, brother? You ready to faint. You ready to throw in the towel. You ready to give up. You ready to stop. Right, read on.
And very weak in my spirit.
And you may be very weak and feeble in your spirit, man. See, your spirit has to be strengthened. Who strengthens your spirit, brother? How does God strengthen your spirit? Through faith, but what is on the earth that God uses to strengthen up your spirit? Other people. So you have to come around the congregation, brother. You can't strengthen, I'm not saying you can't, but it'll be harder for you to strengthen up yourself alone.
Right.
You may not know the right precepts to read at the exact moments. You may not have the mentality to read at that exact second. You may not know that high holy days you need to be taught. There's certain things you need to increase in that only brothers can show you, strengthen you up. You got what the Lord gave you today, but think about what the Lord will give you next week. Think about what the Lord will give you next week. Until you build yourself back up through the mercy of the Lord.
Right.
And you can finally know that there's a God upon Israel, man.
Right.
And that the works that God is going to do are made manifest on the earth. God isn't somewhere hiding, man. He doesn't just come out, when it's an earthquake, and then he withdraws himself. God is not. The Lord said it's true. It's nigh unto thee, man. Give me the book of Romans, chapter 10, and start at verse number 8. Read that.
And very weak in my spirit.
Very weak in your spirit.
And little strength is there in me.
The little strength is left in you, man. But God is going to strengthen you up, brother, by having faith. That's the mentality you got to have. I got to keep going. It's a marathon. You can't slow up. You almost there, brother. How long have you been in this situation, if you don't mind me asking? I can't hear you. Almost a year, right? And through that whole time period of a year, God has fed you, brother. He has clothed you. You know how hard it is to survive a winter outside? A lot of people don't survive that. But God has had you to survive. Have you looked at shelters?
Yeah. I go to him and I tell you got to pay to get in now, man. Something.
You got to pay to get in. How much is the
$4
fed?
a night.
I can't hear you.
$4 a night.
$4 a night. Lord willing, you'll be able to take care of that with what you have through the Spirit, right? Bring it up.
The book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 7. Or who shall descend unto the deep, that is to bring up Mashiach again from the dead?
Right?
But what say it? The word is nigh thee, near thee.
Right. Read that again slow.
But what saith it? The word is nigh near thee.
Right, the word is nigh unto thee. This word, brother, you don't have to go 12,000 miles. You don't have to seek out some far church. See, a lot of people think they gotta run into the Lord and we don't know where he is. You gotta go to this pastor. You gotta go to this philosophy. You gotta hit this doctrine. You gotta call this man. You gotta seek him throughout the ends of the earth. God said his word is nigh unto thee. Where's the word at right now, brother, on this earth? You can stretch forth your hand and touch it. It's right here, brother. Right here. Any question you may have through the Spirit, you can ask, and God has the answers.
That's right.
His word is nigh to you. Right, read that again.
But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart.
And in thy what?
In thy heart.
Right, that's what the word is, brother. Everything we're reading, you have to tuck away in your heart. Are you tucking it away in your heart, brother? You remember that God hear the righteous cry?
Right.
Remember that God will never depart from you?
Right.
You remember that God says that he's the God over the poor of the earth? You have to tuck those things in your heart.
Right.
So when your back is against the wall and you're fighting against these thoughts, these desires, right, and the things of this world, that you can keep the words of God nigh unto you.
Right.
And that's going to heal you. That's going to help you. That's going to help you survive, man. Right? I heard an elder say in the end of the world, right, Jake, the strongest battle they're going to have to endure is the mental.
Right.
And that's true. Because we're going to lose everything. We're going to lose our houses. We're going to lose the little that we have. And it's going to be a battle just to stay sane in the last days, man. Just to continue to trust in God. Because you're going to lose so much. Give me the book of Job. Job lost everything, man. Give me the book of Job 33 and verse 5. Give me the book of Job, right? Chapter 1 and start at verse number 17. Bring it up.
Job, chapter 33 and verse number 5.
You know.
If thou canst answer me, set thy words in order before me. Stand up. Behold, I am according to thy wish in God's stead.
Read.
I also am formed of the clay. Behold, my terror shall not make thee afraid, neither shall my hand be heavy upon thee.
See, God said, look, my hand ain't going to be heavy upon you. See, the hand of the Lord may be heavy on you right now. Right through all that you're going through. And all these things, they weigh down on you. It's hard. Right? It's hard to stand up and put your hand to the sky, man. It's hard to look for hope and salvation, right, when everything is going bad against you. Read on.
Verse 8, surely thou hast spoken in mine hearing, and I have heard the voice of thy words say, I am clean without transgression.
Right, you can rush right there. Bring it up.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 17.
Look at those.
While he was yet speaking.
So this is Job. Now, if you are familiar with the book of Job, brother, are you familiar with the book of Job? Give me the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 10. See, Job was patient. And in his patience, God granted him more than he had in the beginning. And he lost everything, man. He lost his cattle. He lost his children. His wife bucked up against him. Right? Everybody was against him. His friends gave him bad counsel. They said, well, you know what? If you was righteous, surely the Lord would defend you. They were saying all of these things against Job, but Job still trusted in the living God, man. Right. Even in all his situations. He had boils upon his flesh, right? He had mental problems. He was catching hell. He wanted to kill himself, man. Right. He said, like, I want the easy way out of this thing. Oh, that death that will grant me the thing that I wish. That's in the book of Job, man. That I would even have my desire, paraphrase of greatly. And that thou wouldest take. Bring that up.
James chapter 5 and verse number 10. Take, my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord.
You got to remember all of our fathers, King David, how he endured with innumerable evils. You got to think about the patience of Job. You got to think about the building and the terror of people pointing and laughing at Noah as he continued to build. And in the latter end, God did what? He saved his soul. These are things you got to think about. Read on.
For an example of suffering affliction.
Of what?
Of suffering affliction.
I don't want to suffer affliction.
Of suffering affliction.
You have to take the prophet for an example of suffering afflictions, right? And those afflictions not going to be easy. Watch your back, bro. Those afflictions not going to be easy.
Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering affliction.
Read.
And of patience.
Read.
Behold, we count them happy.
We count them happy.
Which endure.
Which did what?
Which endure.
Which endured, man. Look at patience. Patience is hard. Give me Sirach, right? Chapter 1 and verse 23. Bring that up.
That's the book of Job, chapter 1 and 17.
Bring it out.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camp and had carried them away.
Right, all of his cattle getting took. Right, read.
Yea, and slain thy servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking.
So he's getting all his bad news, back to back to back. Right, his family getting taken away, his cattle, read on.
There came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
And what happened?
And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house.
It said that all of his kids, they got killed, brother. You said that happened to your family. You said in the fire, if I'm not mistaken. In the fire, brother. And as sorry as it is to hear that, that same situation happens to other people as well. So the same way God defended Job when that happened to Job,
right?
That didn't happen to Job because Job was evil,
right?
God said, you know what? I don't love Job. I'm gonna push Job to the side. Job's not my chosen. Job's not the son of God. You know what? I just utterly despise him. That's why all this is coming. You know what this happened to Job? To strengthen him up.
Right.
To make him stronger.
Right.
To have his faith to believe in the living God when all of these things are happening to him.
Teach,
So all those things was going on. That's the mentality, you know?
And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
And the Lord spared his life just to be a messenger to come to Job. Right, you know?
Then Job arose and rent his mantle.
He rent his mantle, his garment. He took his garment, he tore it, and he rent it. Read.
And shaved his head.
He shaved off his head because he was in misery. Right, read on.
And fell down upon the ground.
He fell down upon the ground
And worshiped.
and did what?
And worship.
No, he gave up.
And worship.
He fled.
And worship.
What did he do, brother? He worshiped, bro. Why did he worship? Give me 1 Thessalonians. Hold that. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 18. I'm going to show you why Job worshiped. This is the reason that Job worshiped when all hell and bad troubles came upon him.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse number 18.
Look it out.
In everything, give thanks.
No, just in a good thing.
In everything, give thanks.
See, he knew that in everything that went to pass in his life, he had to give God the glory and thanks on it, right? And we enter these things and go through these problems. Again, we don't know the mind of the Lord. This could be a test. This could be a battle. This could be the very thing that you have to go over for the Lord to increase you in your latter end, for you to obtain the kingdom and the crown. He said, in everything give thanks. Read.
For this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you.
And there's a certain thing as lots. Meaning my lot may be different from his lot may be different from his lot, whether this is your lot right now.
Right now.
Not that that's who you are.
Right.
Not that that's what defines you.
Right.
But that's where God has you right now.
Right now.
All of these are stages.
Right.
Stepping stools.
Right.
Environments. Again, the Lord was poor, huh? Right? Give me the book of Matthew. Right, chapter 2 and start at 16. Start at 11. Right, these devils, man, they're not going to make it, brother. But if you put your strength in God, you're going to make it.
That's right.
Matthew. Hold that. Give me the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Matthew chapter 2 and verse number 11.
Look it out.
And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him.
Right, they worshiped the Lord. Read.
And when they had opened their treasuries, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
So even with the Lord being poor, he still was receiving gifts. People still looked at him for the inward man and who he was, not what he had. You understand that, brother? He still got presented treasures. Right? Hold that. Bring that up.
That's the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Look it out.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrene was governor of Syria, and all went to be taxed, every one unto his own city.
Right, so everybody's being taxed during this time in the Roman Empire. We don't.
And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of the Nazarene, unto Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of lineage of David.
Right, so even all of the house of Joseph, they all went up, right, to get taxed. Right, we don't.
To be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being greatly with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her first son.
Right, she brought forth her first son.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes.
Right, this is the Lord. Read on.
And laid him in a manger.
Right, they laid him in a manger. Right, meaning he was poor. The Lord wasn't born inside of a mansion.
Right.
The Lord wasn't born inside of some palace. Right, the Lord wasn't born inside, some magnificent, luxurious place where he had many rooms, many chambers, many beds, many couches, many servants, all of those different things. He was laid in a manger, brother. So even the Lord, when he came upon the earth, he was made in like fashion to something that you're going through right now.
Right.
The king that's going to save you was in the same situation that we're in.
See
right,
that?
go to the book of Acts. Hold that real fast. Give me Acts chapter 3 and verse 6. You can start at 5. Bring that up. Whatever I call it. Acts chapter 3 and verse number 6.
I can ask. Book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse number 6. Then Peter said.
So Peter is the top apostle, man. So out of Peter, he's saying, you know what? Read.
Silver and gold have I none.
But he's the top apostle.
Silver and gold have I none.
It doesn't matter if your status and rank in this society deems you to be a certain way.
Right.
Peter didn't have no money, man.
Right. See that?
So, I mean, the Lord was born into a manger.
Right.
You listening, brother?
Yeah.
Even
I
Peter.
gotta go to the bathroom and
I understand, brother. You want to take the time to do that, that's all right. We'll be here, most high willing, when you get back. Waiting for you. Okay, all praise to the Most High. Read that.
Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none.
He said, look, I don't got no money. Read.
But such as I have.
But such as I have. What did Peter have? The faith and the spiritual power and the ability to help people, man. That's what this life is about, helping people.
Right.
The life isn't about what you possess. Your cars, the riches, and your clothes. Give me 2 Corinthians 4 and 17. Read.
But such as I have, give I thee. In the name of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach of Nazareth, rise up and walk.
See that? That's what he told him, man. Rise up and walk. See, Peter didn't have the things that other people had. He said, look, I don't even got no money to help you, man. But what I do have, I'm going to give you faith. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to bless you. Bring that up.
the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17.
Bring it out.
For our light afflictions, which is but for a moment.
See, God said that the afflictions you're entering into, brother, are for a moment. See, right now, a year in man's mind and eyes is a long time.
Right.
But to the Heavenly Father, that's but seconds. And He's putting you through the fire right now, brother. You're literally right now in the fire. Now, I know it's cold outside, I know it's the winter time, but spiritually speaking, you're in the fire.
Right.
And it's getting hot, man.
Right.
And it's real hot.
Right.
And it's easy to jump out.
Right.
It's easy to flee.
Right.
It's easy to say turn down the temperature or cast down the faith you have in the Lord. But the Lord's putting you in there, right, to prove you.
Right.
To take away all the things and the mental ability that you have, brother, to be strong. Right, read that.
For our light afflictions, which is but for a moment,
It's just for a second, brother. Read.
working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
See, it's working towards your favor. That's what God is saying. It's working for a better increase. Read.
While we look not at the things which are seen,
See, we're not looking at the things that are seen. You just said earlier, brother, that it's better things that are spiritual than things that you physically can see.
That's right.
Now, what are the things you physically can see, brother? Gold, money, physical cash. You can tear up that cash, man. That cash has your oppressor's face on it.
Right.
What can this society give you? Right, a luxurious bed, man. Why have a bed when you can have a whole palace?
Right.
Why have a place of residence when you can have your own land?
Right.
So the things, brother, that you can see, that you may feel like you're missing out on, right, that ain't nothing compared to what God can truly give you.
That's
man.
right.
But you have to believe that. You're almost out of here, brother. You're almost out of here. You have to continue to carry on, huh? A lot of people, they in high school and first year, second year. By the time you blink 3 times, you out of high school.
Yep.
By the time you look and turn around 3 times, you've been at a job for 2 years. Been at a job for a year. You blink 3 times, your children, now they talking.
See that?
Right now they on now they riding a bike. Right now they in high school. You blink 3 times, I mean, time flies, brother.
Right.
So you gotta really look at the environment that God put you in for this second. You're gonna literally be coming out of this in seconds, brother. But only if you have faith. Read that.
but at the things which are not seen.
You have to look at things that are not seen. Meaning you have to hope. You have to look at the hope and the promises that are coming. Read on. You can bring up.
But
Con, give me 2 Corinthians 4 and starting on 19.
2 Corinthians, I'm sorry, 18. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18. While we look not at the things which are seen,
Right?
but at the things which are not seen.
Read.
For the things which are seen are temporal,
They're temporal, brother. Only for the second. Right? Read.
but the things which are not seen are eternal.
See, people sell their souls. They sell their self for this society and this life, man. Give me the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 32. They give up, man. They sell their souls for all of the riches of the world, man. But you can't do that.
Right.
Bring that up.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 32.
Chapter 2. It's like James chapter 2. Start at 17.
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
So God said that if you confess him before men, then he's going to confess you right before sending the angels, man. That's literally what's going to happen if you have that faith. You have to confess God, man. Never deny him in your situation. Ever, brother. As hard as it may can be,
right?
Don't even deny him in the back of your head. Don't even let those thoughts arise in your heart. Those are spirits, and those spirits are trying to overtake you and overthrow you. Right, read on.
But whosoever shall deny me before men,
see, if you deny the Lord in your estate right now, read on.
Him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
That's how serious it is to deny the Lord. Give me Sirach 1 and 23.
Sirach chapter 1 and verse number 23. A patient man will bear for a time.
A patient man will bear for a time. Again, brother, it's hard to be patient. I understand that. Easier said than done. It's easier to feel like you got all this faith, you got all this strength, and just go do it. But it's harder when you're in that state and that lot, huh? See, you're stronger than me.
See that?
I don't even know if I had a faith you have right now.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Right.
Think about losing everything, man.
Right.
Will brothers still be out here, man?
See that?
Will brothers still be teaching?
Right.
Brothers lose jobs.
Think about it.
You said, brother, you lost your parents in a fire? Lost your parents? You said your wife. Your wife and your daughters. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Right.
I can't imagine losing my daughter.
Right. Right.
It was a DC rapper that killed himself because he lost his son.
Right.
Brothers know about that? Went to the graveyard.
Right.
And he was visiting his son, so he thought. And he's looking down. He lost it, and he shot himself in the head because he wasn't strong enough, like you are, to endure, to keep going, man. You're stronger than a lot of people, and you don't even know it.
Right. See that?
You're strong, brother. For real. I don't know if I could have done what you did. You're still going. You're still hearing the words of God.
Right.
You know what somebody could say? There is no God, man.
Right.
How can there be a God if? And you start kirking out, crashing out, flipping out, cursing, rebuking, and denying the living God, man.
Right.
But you haven't done that.
Right.
Any brother hear this brother deny God, man? I haven't heard it, man. So even in your lower state, you're still strong.
Right.
God is still strengthening you.
Right.
The position you're in right now, man. Now imagine if you had all the things that brothers have right now. How strong would you be with the faith you have right now? How much more would it increase? How much more stronger of a testament can you give younger men by coming out of that, man?
Right.
You have to think like that, brother. You're a king right now.
Right now.
Not about what you have, by the spirit that's in you. Right, read that.
A patient man will bear for a time.
He'll bear, man. Meaning he'll bear up and deal with whatever's going on for a time. Read.
And afterward, joy shall spring up unto him.
What's the kingdom of heaven?
Joy shall spring up unto him.
Joy is going to spring, brother, in due time, in due season. Give me 2 Corinthians 12 and 10. Bring that up.
This is James 2 and verse 17. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead.
See,
being
faith,
alone.
If it doesn't have works, it's dead. A man can say, I believe all day, man. I believe. Yeah. Come on. Shalom. All praise to the Lord. They can do all that shout, all that yelling, all of the things that appear mighty, strong, zealous. But faith, it has to have works behind it.
Right.
The works behind it, brother, is when your back is against the wall, you still fighting. You still crying out. You still haven't lost patience. Right? This kingdom is not going to come like the scriptures say by observation.
Right.
Meaning you could just see it and, okay, 5 more minutes, I gotta endure it just a little bit longer. It's already within you, man.
Right.
It's already in you, man. You make the kingdom, brother. You are the king.
That's right.
A kingdom of kings and priests, God has called his people. Right, read on.
Verse 18. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith.
See, a man may say that all day long, man. A man like, I got faith, I'm strong, I got this, I got that. A man got long fringes on, man. He got 15 mitres. He got all the things to be decked in. Oh, that gotta be an elder right there.
Right.
Look at his breastplate.
You gotta know something.
Look at his phylactery.
Right.
He got 14 Bibles he's carrying like this. Those things don't make somebody mighty, man.
No.
Right, read that.
And I have works. Shew me thy faith
Show me thy faith
without thy works.
without thy works.
And I will shew thee my faith by my work.
By my what?
By my works.
By my what?
By my
works.
By my works.
That's right.
You show God you have faith in him by what you do, brother.
Right.
And what are you going to do from this moment on? You have to pray. Not just pray like you don't believe. Not pray double-minded, but actually believe that the things you pray in, that God will give you those things. He will increase you. He'll give you the things that you desire in your heart. Right, read on.
Verse 19. Thou believest that there is one
Right,
God.
right there. Bring that up.
2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse number 10. Bring it out. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmity.
See, the Apostle Paul, he was catching so much hell that he was getting stoned. He was getting chased. You had people that are falsifying counsels against him to take his life. He was on the run. He had all these false brethren unaware of his own countrymen. You had a lot of false prophets he had to go against. There were so many things that he had to endure that he says he takes pleasure in his infirmities. Right, read.
Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities.
Why?
In reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, and distresses for Christ's sake.
See, he's not saying this just because he wants to appear strong. Let's see why he's saying this. Read.
For when I am weak,
For when I am weak,
then am I strong.
then what?
Then when I'm strong.
So God is saying when a man is weak, that doesn't mean physical. He only can lift 5 pounds. So when he lifts that 5 pounds, that means he's truly strong. Weak meaning what, brother? He's abased.
Right.
He's low.
Right.
His mind isn't strong like other men's mind. His acts that he does may not appear the same pace as another man. But when he's weak, God said, you know what? He's still strong, man. That's my apostle. That's my disciple. That's my chosen. That's my servant, man. Go to the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 8. That's what God says. Check this out, brother.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse number 8. Bring it out. I know thy works.
God said, I know thy works. He knows what you're doing. Read.
Behold, I have set before thee an open door.
See, that open door, brother, can lead you down the path to the kingdom.
Right.
He has opened up the door to understanding, to wisdom, to food, to shelter, to knowledge. God has an open door that he can set before you. Read.
And no man can shut it.
See, nobody in this world, through their riches or what they can do to shut what God has given you, bro. Just because people have more money than you don't mean they're better than you and they can shut opportunities and doors. Man don't shut down the opportunity. These businesses don't shut down the opportunities, man. If God really wanted to, he'll have any enterprise happen at any given second. And read.
For thou hast a little strength.
No, I'm the mightiest man alive.
For thou hast a little strength.
For thou, what does God say you have to have, brother? Just the faith of a mustard seed. Give me Matthew 21 and 21. Right, just literally, like you said, brother, faith of a mustard seed. Thou has a little strength. So like, I'm gonna read back.
I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it.
Right?
For thou hast a little strength, and has kept my word.
And has kept the words of God, man. Meaning you never denied him and what's going on. Right, you know?
And has not denied my name.
You can't deny the name of the Lord. Now that doesn't mean that, it's going to be 8 o'clock. You appear before the judgment hall,
right,
and then they give you a piece of paper. You have to sign it. I deny the name of the Lord.
Right.
No,
right.
you deny the Lord by what, brother? How can you deny the Lord? Yeah, that's a great answer too. Faith. Yeah, you can deny the Lord many ways. See, I could be embarrassed when a brother asks me about my fringes, and I'm like, come on, man, let's keep going. I'm embarrassed. Being ashamed of the gospel. You can deny the Lord on a small level. Right. Your parents can say, you know what's gotten into you? I'm sorry, man. I don't even want to talk about it right now. You know what you just did? You denied the name of God. You have to flee out of this world. Out of the snares, the traps, all of the peer pressure, the things zeroing in on you, man. Thou has a little strength and has not denied my name. You can't deny the name of the Lord. Right, read that.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 21 and verse 21. Yahushua answered and said unto them,
Right, and Yahushua is what the world calls Jesus Christ.
Right.
Why falsified his name.
Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed.
See, a mountain is an obstacle.
Right.
That's a big snare and trap
Right.
and obstacle that's
Right.
in your life, brother. You can move those things, man. You know you have all of this mental trauma, God can move that for you, man.
Right.
Those things can be moved out. You have people that got all of these plagues years and years and years that are in mental hospitals. People that are in your situation, brother, they go insane. I see an intelligent young man before me, man. In the spirit, being born again.
That's right.
I don't see somebody insane. I don't see somebody that's in a situation where they just gave up, man. I see nothing but strength in you, brother. Again, I couldn't do what you're doing right now.
Right.
And I know I couldn't. It will only be the mercy of God to put me in your stead where I could feel like I would be strong enough to do that, man. How easy it is to question things, man. See, when man doesn't have a sure answer, he questions everything.
Right.
Like a damn woman.
Right.
Where are we going? Do we have
Right.
enough money? Is everything going to be okay? They worry. Children, they worry. Because they don't know what's going on, man. People, they don't, where's my check at? They worrying.
Right.
It's hard to be in a situation you don't know when you're going to get out of and not worry about it, man. To continue to have faith, man. That shows a level of strong resilience that man doesn't have. That's a gift from God, bro.
That's right.
That's a gift. Right, give me that in 1 Corinthians 12. You have diversity of gifts.
Right.
Yeah, do your thing, brother. Boy, do your thing, brother. We can watch your stuff if you want to, or you can take it. Boy, brother, do your thing.
Go. That's what I'm trying to get as much as I can.
All right, we're going to give you one more. We're going to read this. I'm going to let you handle your business. Bring that up.
Be thou removed, and be thou cast unto the sea, and it shall be done.
And it shall be done, brother. So when you believe in God, have the faith of Yahweh and his only begotten son, Yahushua, as an Israelite, then all things that used to trouble you, bother you, you have now a sure way out to lean on a comfort, to lean on a king, and he be your refuge. So brother, take this. That's a card letting you know that you're an Israelite, your tribe, and all your information. And the times we're out here is on that card too.
Right.
All right, brother?
Thank you, man.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Come back and see us, brother.
Come back, I got you some shoes.
Yeah, we got all type of stuff for you, brother.
Right.
Lord willing, man. Let's give it up for the Most High right now. That could be us right there, man. And there will be some of us right there in the days to come. So we got to keep the faith and power of Yahweh and his only begotten son, Yahushua Mashiach. Right, let's go to the mighty book of 1 Maccabees. Right? 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse number 50. Because the feast of dedications is drawing nigh.
Right.
All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
First Maccabees, chapter 2, and verse number 50.
Bring it out.
Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the
Don't
Lord.
play games.
Be zealous for the
The
Lord.
Lord said be zealous for the Lord, man. If you're zealous for the Lord, you'll die for the Lord. You'll risk your life for the Lord. You'll go to war over this book, man. This ain't just pages, man.
At all.
With ink on it, man.
Right.
These words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, man. That's what God said. Read.
Be ye zealous for the Lord, and give your lives for the covenant of your
You
fathers.
gotta give your life for the things our forefathers stood on, man. They went to wars, they fought battles, long wars, and they went to war against the heathen that tried to overthrow, right, the work of God. Read.
Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
That's what you gotta remember, man. See, David was a mortal man. He wasn't some being from another damn earth, man. Another dimension, man.
Right.
He descended down sneakily in man's body to
Right.
do all of these acts to fool man. No, he's an actual man. Judas Maccabees is an actual man.
See that?
He got the same heartbeat that this brother has, man.
Yeah.
He has the same rib cage, the same bones that all these brothers have. But his spirit was different, man.
See that?
He cared for the Lord like a lot of people don't, man. His desires and the things he wanted to do superseded and passed a lot of people, man. That's why God can use them as the hammer. Right, read.
Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
What acts did they do?
So shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation?
See, Abram, which name was changed to Abraham,
Right.
he was found faithful in temptation. When you read the book of Genesis 22, the Lord tempted and
Right.
tested, and he overcame through the mercy and grace of the Heavenly Father to give his son, man, as a sacrifice, man. You know how hard that is?
Right.
There's no account of Abraham bucking up and questioning the Lord and casting down whatever he said, and that sounds off. Why me? Use my servants. I got all of these servants, hundreds of servants. He ain't say nothing like that, man.
Right.
He willingly gave himself. He willingly was strong.
And he told him the Lord will provide.
The Lord will provide, man. So he had the mentality of faith. Read on.
And it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
That's his righteousness right there. Having the faith and the mercy of the Lord. Read on.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
He was made Lord of Egypt, man. He was kidnapped, locked up, right? Everybody was against him, man. Right? He didn't have no family no more. They deserted him. Right? He's cast away to a strange land, taken away out of the land of the Hebrews, but he still had faith. And the Lord brought him from a low estate out of that pit and gave him a kingdom. Right, read on.
Phineas, our father, and being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant.
Right, he obtained the covenant, man. Y'all see something funny? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Phineas, our father, and being zealous and fervent.
Right, he was zealous and he was fervent, man. Right? Not like these drunk demons out here, man.
Right.
See, we zealous for the Lord, man.
Right.
You may not want to come up here playing no games, man.
Right.
We're the men of the Lord, man. It could go down at any way it could go down, man.
way.
Because we move in the spirit of our forefathers, man.
Right.
You can't mock the servants of the living God and think nothing's going to happen to you, man. But read that.
And being zealous and fervent,
He was zealous and he was fervent.
obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood.
Have an everlasting priesthood right through the hand of Phineas by being zealous and raising up to slay men, man.
Right.
That were going against the laws of God. All of these are accounts of men keeping the law. In the spirit and faith and desire they had, and the vehement flame they had to keep God's commandments, man. Now we're not going to read this whole thing, but the spirit those men possess are beautiful and mighty. Give me 1 Maccabees 13 and verse number 4. Give me 1 Maccabees 14 and verse number 3.
First Maccabees chapter 13 and verse number 4. We can go.
Y'all got a minute to hear the words of God, family? Words of God? I've been there.
By reason whereof all my brethren are slain.
See, all my brethren are slain. Check that out, man. You had Judas Maccabees, man, rising up, which is called the hammer. Literally, he went to war. You had Jonathan, you had Simon, you had Eleazar, you had all of these men rising up, and none of them were cowards, man. None of them threw away their sword. You had Judas Maccabees, won his first battle, took down Apollonius, claimed his sword, and he rose up and he kept going, man.
Right.
And he kept slaying.
Right.
And he took down Ciceron, right? He took down Lysias. He took down all of these men, man. You had Antiochus III, right after him. You had Antiochus IV that stole the throne from Demetrius I.
Right.
And all of these things going on. And in the midst of battle, and in the midst of war, they went to war at the Battle of Beth, man, up in the mountains. All of those things, they kept going with zealous power and might and strength, believing the living God, man. Imagine going to war. Now, they went to war over 10 years, man, when you actually go into the history. Imagine fighting for years and years and years and years and years and years, man. Some people, I'm tired of going to war, man. I'm seeing, God forbid, this brother right here died. This brother right here died. There's only 2 of us left, and one of us not here. And your mentality could be like, I don't know if I'm gonna come home, man. Fear could come upon you. Your countrymen are dying. Imagine Simon's spirit when he seen Judas die. Then Jonathan, Eleazar, and you one of the only ones left. Your mind and fear could hop upon you like I'm next to die, man. I gotta lead these men, but all of my brothers are now slain for the word of God and the things that they're doing in war. Well, read that again.
For by reason whereof all my brethren are slain.
And this wasn't a fearful speech, man. This was a speech of exhortation.
Right.
That all of my fathers, all of my brothers, all of my soldiers, all my men, they died and I'm still here, man. I'm still here, man. And I'm not running. Right, read?
For Israel's sake.
No, for my sake.
For Israel's sake.
Right, read?
And I am left alone.
And I'm left alone, man. It's just me, man.
Right.
But I'm still gonna rise up.
That's right.
I'm still gonna go to war, man.
That's right.
Right, this is a book. You can't be no coward to read the Bible, man. Stop
right.
making the Bible out to be this sissy fairy tale, man.
Right.
This ain't no sissy fairy tale, man. These men were warriors.
Right.
Men of God, man.
Right.
Prophets, disciples, man. These men kill people, man. They slayed and hate the heathen. Right, read that.
Now therefore, be it far from me that I should spare my own
He
life.
said, look, be it far from me, man. See, and this is a very courageous speech of exhortation and strength that he did, man. Be it far from me that I'm going to spare my life. It could have been easy for him to spare his life. Read.
And in any time of trouble, for I am no better than my brother.
No, I'm the last one standing.
For I am no better than my brother.
I'm no better than my brethren, man. If they die for me, I'ma die for them, man.
Right.
They die for the nation, I'ma die for the nation, man. That's the mentality they had, man. It remind me of the 7 sons and the mother and 2 Maccabees. Any of them could be like, you know what? This is getting too turned up. I see bones, ligaments, shrines, all these different things, cartilages, all those things being ripped to shreds and pulled out. You know what? I'ma spare my life. But none of them spared their life. They died with honor.
Right.
Right, read.
Doubtless, I will avenge my nation.
He said doubtless, man. Meaning no doubt in my mind, I'ma avenge my nation, man. Read.
And the sanctuary.
And the sanctuary. Because, I mean, really, when you're going into it, it was a real uprising, uproar when they tried to take their opposition and mentality, rather, of preaching in the priesthood and having the laws of God to try to Hellenize all of Judea, man.
Right.
See, they really messed up, man. They had us in captivity.
Right.
Right, we were under, their subjection, but then they tried to hell. Once you get this law involved, oh, hell will break loose. Once this law get touched, war breaks out, man.
Yeah, right.
What don't you know by now, man?
Right.
Yeah, you captivated us, you took us down, you slain us, but, I mean, try to take down the only thing we have left on this earth as a carnal representation of the Most High, then we're going to go to war, man.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Took the books, they painted their images in them, and what they did was they literally took the temple and they did sacrifices in the temple, man. How wicked is it to go inside the temple of God,
Right.
slay pork, blood, and all type of unclean creatures, and place it upon the altar, and have all of the blood of the foul, unclean animals in the high holy place of God, man, in the stay of the priest. So what did Mattathias do, man? He slew those men, man. He slew those men, and then he went on a rebellion, which they called the Maccabees, man. Right, and they went into that, trying to Hellenize the whole situation. Read them.
Doubtless, I will avenge my
I
nation
will avenge my nation
and the sanctuary
and the sanctuary
and our wives.
and our wives, because they killed the wives. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 3. Who went and smote the host of Demetrius, and took him, and brought him to Ascaris, by whom he was put in war. As for the land of Judea, there was quiet all the days of Simon.
See, it was quiet all the days of Simon, because Simon sought the good for his people. He really finished up those wars and had peace for a season after all his brethren were slain. Right, read on.
For the land of Judea, that was quiet all the days of Simon, for he sought the good of his nation
He
in
sought
such
the
wise.
good of his people, man. Give me the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 12 and verse 35. Right? He sought the good of his people. Right, read on.
As that even more, his authority and honor pleased them well.
Right?
And as he was honorable in all his acts, so in this, that he took Joppi for an haven, and made an entrance to the isles of the sea,
And did what?
and enlarged the bounds of his nation.
He did what?
And
Enlarged the bounds of his nation.
He enlarged the bounds of his nation, man. The bounds mean regions and lands open up a haven. He did all of that, man. He didn't have a mind, okay, we just defeated the enemy. He wanted to increase. They built towers. They fortified the cities. They created and uplifted and made bounds for the people to dwell in, man. Bring that up.
First Maccabees 12 and 35. After this came Jonathan home again, and calling the elders of the people together,
He called all of the elders together.
he consulted with them about building strongholds.
About doing what?
About building
He
strongholds.
got all of the elders together, man. All of the chief men. He said, you know what? Let's just build some strongholds, man. Let's fortify ourselves, make our city strong. Y'all brothers, come hear the words of God.
Words of God.
Y'all brothers, come hear the words of God.
Brothers,
Y'all need to repent.
repent. He consulted with them about building strongholds in Judea.
So he came together with the elders, and he said, you know what? We're going to build this. We're going to get this right here. We're going to get that right there. We're going to come together, and we're going to build up our nation. Read on.
And making the walls of Jerusalem higher, and raising a great mount between the tower and the city,
See that?
for to separate it from the city.
See, separating it from the city. So when war breaks out, they can have a stronghold. Read on.
That so it might be alone, that men might neither sell nor buy in it. Upon this they came together to build up the city, for as much as part of the wall toward the brook of the east side was fallen down, and they repaired that which was called Caphanetha.
Right, they repaired it, man. So, I mean, Jonathan, Simon, Judas, man, and even Eleazar, man. All these men, they were very courageous in their acts, their mentality, their strength, right? Give me the book of 2 Maccabees 8 and verse number 4. 2 Maccabees 8 and 4.
That's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 4.
Yeah.
Remember the wicked slaughter of harmless infants and the
See,
blasphemy.
you gotta remember the days of old. See, Judas remember those things, man. So that's what had him so vengeful going to war.
Right.
You remember all of the wicked murders,
Right.
the slaying,
Right.
the painting. Y'all sisters got a minute to hear the words of God, sisters? I read that.
And remember the wicked slaughter of the harmless infants.
Of the harmless infants, man. Look at that, man. And we all got young children. Predominantly, most brothers out here got young children. Man.
Right.
And with your little child, minding his business, and he just went away, and he might grab them up. How did he grab them up? He fondled them, snatched his hair off, broke his little arm. And your infinite, he has nobody to help him, right? Molest them or do God knows what. Take them and dash their heads upon stones, man. Now your child that's made in your image, out of your loins, your firstborn, man, is leaking on the side of the curb. How the hell can you forget that, man? Read that again.
And remember the wicked slaughter of the harmless infants.
Read.
And the blasphemies committed against his name.
Right, all the blasphemy, all of the lies, all of the things that he did. Read.
And that he would show his hatred against the wicked. Now when Maccabees had company,
It said he would show his hatred against the wicked, man. Who was the wicked? The so-called white man.
Right.
Esau, Edom, Idumea, the serpent, right? The viper, the adder, Leviathan, right? The lion on the left-hand side, man. The eagle. That he may show his hatred, man, against the wicked. So this is a book of what the world would look at as rebels, when they're not necessarily a rebel. They had a rebellion against wickedness and witchcraft.
Right.
How are we rebels?
Right.
When the things you're trying to subjugate us under are wicked against the laws of God.
Right.
Would not it be a righteous thing to rise up to defend the house of God?
Bring that up.
Our people and the name of the Lord?
Right.
So how were we looked at as rebels and people that went against the society that was at hand? Read them. What did Judas say?
now when Maccabees had company about him, he could now be withstood. He could not be withstood by the heathen, for the wrath of the Lord was turned unto mercy. Therefore he
You
came.
believe in the Lord?
No.
You say you don't?
No.
No, I'm asking. You believe in the Lord?
I believe in something bigger than myself. I was just listening.
Why are you listening?
Because I was just reading.
You say you don't believe in the Lord. Keep it moving.
Right.
Bring that up.
Therefore he came at unawares.
Therefore he came down unawares
and burnt up towns and cities.
See, he was burning up towns and cities, man. See, if this was the ancient world, he wouldn't have been so proud with the Luigi hat on.
Right.
I don't believe in God.
Right.
It is this big head Asian man and his flat face. They goofy. Right? They're not going to be able to walk freely up and down stolen land, man.
Right.
Oh, you're being mean. Why are you out here having racial slurs?
Right.
Why are you upsetting my day and my... Shut up, man.
Right.
The men of the Lord ain't nice out here,
That's
man.
right.
Or we're defending the gospel, man. The Lord called you an adder. The Lord called you wicked, man.
Right.
You got bigger things to worry about than me calling you a kook, man. The ride for the Lord is on the way.
That's
man.
right.
And it's coming upon the heads of all you nations, man. All you nations that deny God, God is going to kill you, man. Bring that out.
Therefore he came at unawares.
He came down unawares.
and burnt up towns
He
and
burnt up
cities.
all they sweet towns, they sweet cities. All that laughing, their joking, their wine, their gladness. Read.
and got onto his hands the most commodious places, and overcame and put to flight no small number of his enemies.
No small number, man. You want just 50 of them?
Right.
You want just 200 of them?
Right.
You want no small number? It was
Right.
thousands. He was
Small number.
killing.
Right.
When he
No
went to
small
war, he wasn't just slaying 15 Edomites, man.
Right.
That ain't enough, man. I need more.
Right.
Now it's time to go to war. It's
Right.
2,000 of them.
Right.
It's 800 of them, man. It's 10,000 of them. He put to flight no small number. Read.
But especially took he advantage of the night for such privy attempts, and so much that the bruit of his manliness was
The
spread.
bruteness of his manliness, man.
Right.
See, that's crazy to say that, man.
Right.
His stature had to be
Yeah.
kind of crazy, man.
Right.
Like when he came on the scene, moving stuff out the way, charge. Like,
Right.
he had to be some type of.
Yeah.
He was putting people in fear, man.
Right.
Just the way he was walking, the way he was talking. Give me First Maccabees 4:35. The way he was talking, the way he was moving. You know, the spirit he was in, the charge. And all women like leadership, man. They like somebody to tell them what to do. You know, not in wickedness or evil, but righteousness. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. And they're more prone to follow. See, the spirit he was in, it wasn't, you know, who was going to lead. They already knew Judas Maccabees was going to lead.
Right.
That was the holy seed by God to have them to be led into wars. Read that.
Now, when Lysis saw his army put to flight,
When he saw all of his army put to flight,
and the manliness of Judas
he saw the manliness of Judas.
soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or to die valiantly.
They was ready to live or die, man. That's scary.
Right.
That's scary, man. You go to war with somebody and they ready to die, not just fight. Cause you may go with your cousins and y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all getting y'all little revenge, little nigga stories, right? No Negro stories. Y'all just ready to just, you know what I'm saying, jump in war. You know, whatever the hell you about to do. You're not ready to die.
Right.
Hey, cousin, I need you to die with me. We about to die today. Whoa.
Right.
I don't know about all that, man. You ain't say all that. That's what Jake, hop out the car while I still running. You ain't say all that, man.
Pull over.
You said pull over.
Let me out.
Like damn boys in the hood. Let me out. Let me out. Right, read that again.
This is the book of First Maccabees 4 and verse 35. Now when Lysis saw his army put to flight,
He saw all of them dead, man. Read.
and the manliness of Judas
They
soldiers,
still was coming. They was hunting. And they wanted to stop it, man. Their eyes was red. They had woolly hair. Read.
and how they were ready either to live or to die
They ain't give it to him, man. That's crazy, man.
Right.
He said when he saw that, and he's stomping on breaking bones, and they still coming, and there's 50 of them, and there's one of him, he just didn't give a damn. They didn't care, man. They still was coming. Whether you kill me or not, I got something to prove. Read.
Right.
and he went unto Antiochia, and gathered together a company of strangers, and having
See, they had to go make an alliance with heathens, man. When you really go into it, right, Antiochus the fourth, he was at a battle with the Parthians, and he left Lysias in charge, the governor, and he went to go fight, but Lysias ain't know what the hell is going on, man.
Right.
Right?
What
He,
was getting into.
he don't know what he got himself into, man. He don't know what's going on. And he got slain, he got killed, right, and his son, he got killed. Right, read that.
and he went unto Antiochia, and gathered together a company of strangers, and he having made his army greater that it was he proposed to come again.
See, he said, I
unto
gotta come
Judea.
again, man. I gotta make an alliance. I gotta make an allegiance. I gotta come gather and pay soldiers out of pocket just for them to come and help fight in war, man. Because there's so much going on. I can't lose this battle. Right, read on?
Thus said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to clean and dedicate the
You
sanctuary.
know what, man? We done killed them. We done wiped them out. Now it's time to go dedicate the temple and the house of God.
That's
That's
right.
exactly what they did, man. With songs, timbrels, dancing, mirth, joy, gladness, and they dedicated it, right, unto the Lord, man. And again, spiritually, you have to dedicate something to the Lord. Your time, your spirit, right? You have to dedicate, not necessarily vows, but what you're going to give the Lord. I'm going to try to go harder in reading, harder in praying. I'm going to try to go harder and do the best that I can. You got to dedicate something spiritual too, through the Spirit, right? Read on from there.
Upon this all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up onto Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altars profaned, and the glasses and the gates burnt up,
When they
and
saw all of those things burnt to shreds, read.
and the scrubs growing in the courts, as in
All
a
of the
forest.
grass, and not like a wilderness, man. They saw the way it was broken down, and grass growing up, weeds. Right, read.
And in one of the mountains, in the priest's chamber poured down, they rent their clothes, and made great lamentations, and cast ashes upon their heads.
What verse you at?
Verse 39.
Jump to verse 50.
First Maccabees 4 and verse 50. Upon the altar they burnt incense and lamps that were upon the candlesticks. They lighted, and that they might give light in the temple.
Right?
Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make.
Read on.
Now on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month,
Right.
which is called the month Castle, in the 148 years, they rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law
Right, they offered up the sacrifices to the Lord.
upon the new altar of burnt offerings,
Read.
which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathens had profaned it, even that was it dedicated with songs, cisterns, and harps.
It says songs, sisterins, and harps, dances, man. They had music. Why y'all sisters got a minute to hear the words of God? Come hear the words of God, sisters. All y'all sisters come hear the words of God. All y'all sisters come hear the words of God. Oh, yeah. Right? Y'all believe in the Lord? All praise to the Most High. Right? How y'all doing today? All praise to the Most High. Yeah, he's gonna break it down on the side of the Bible to show you that your God chosen people.
Right.
And who we are according to the Bible.